folks, this is Fat Guy Flies RC, and this is the one of their newer ones. This is the 80mm FREEWING F-22 Raptor. Let's take it out of the field and fly and get you some flight footage in. But I'll tell you, it's really windy today, or at least it's supposed to be, so hopefully it won't be too windy. All right, but we'll see when we get there. Meet you out in the field. Well, hey folks, Fat Guy Flies RC. All right. Out here at the Avon Park wind tunnel, and we're going to take up the 80mm F-22, the new one, and nose wheel gyro working. Going to see if I can keep this plane in the air and in one piece when she finally does get to land. But it is windy. Then again, that's what I get. Windy, windy, windy. Timer set for 4 minutes. You go, oh, left my checker on the, y'all just look at the plane for a second. Right. Flying in my high rates. Right, left, up, down.
AS3X mode.
Right, left, up, down, right, left.
Motor is hot. Don't get burned.
Okay. Get turned around here. Keep that tail, that wind is right at its butt right now, so I want to keep that tail planted. All right.
Starting the fun over.
Okay, we're not going to be needing flaps today, that is for sure. Got a 5000 HRB, basically dead center, going to fly in my high rates. Here we go.
Going up.
Yeah. It's crazy windy right now. Take it up. Whoa. It didn't like what I was trying to do. It was saying, don't try to snap roll me like that into the wind. Sorry. Take it up.
Time remaining 3 minutes.
Sorry about the sun, folks.
Gear coming down.
Get it to settle down a little bit. There we go. It is windy. Look at the grass right in front of the plane on the ground, just waving like fields of hay or wheat in Kansas. All right, keeping that tail down, like the dam of a speed car in the front, to force that tail down as I'm going along here. Because it's right at the butt. Right at the tail wheel. Or tailwind. All right, back into the wind now. That's why I wouldn't normally fly in this kind of wind with this kind of jet, but it's right down the runway. So, all right, here we go. One more takeoff and landing. Hit that bump.
Going up.
Take it up. Bring it on over. Take it up. Bring it on over.
E coming down.
Make sure my gear is down, and it
1
is.
minute.
I didn't like it. I boarded and go around.
Seconds.
There we go. Woo! Love that nose wheel gyro. I mean,
10.
People are having a hard time with this thing steering, taking off and being all over the place. You put that nose wheel gyro like I showed you in the video, tell you what, you don't have any problem now.
Timer expired.
Now, not that I needed it today, but
Braking. Motor is secured. Safe to approach.
all right, we were 10 seconds over. Of course, I did some taxiing there.
Starting the fun over.
On a 4-minute timer, so 4 minutes and 10 seconds of full battery usage, probably a good 3 minutes and 50 seconds of actual flying. Motor is off, of course. Get you a battery port. Now we'll go over all the particulars and battery placement and all that stuff back in the man cave. Unplug that beautiful KM model afterburner. Okay. 40%. So yeah, honestly, 4 minutes is perfect for this plane. And kind of got a mid placement there, but we'll go over. I'll go show you everything about the plane in the man cave. I don't even want to try to show you CG with this wind. It'll blow right out of my hand, and I don't want to drop a $500 jet. So, well, folks, there you go. That is the FREEWING 80mm. Great design, great flying. Probably other F-22s that FREEWING puts out in Motion RC. This is the pinnacle. It really is. Now, don't quote me on it. I have nothing official, but given my instincts and how I follow the RC planes and the jets and everything, and watching the trends of Motion RC and FREEWING, don't be surprised if by the end of the year we don't have an updated 90 with all this plastic cladding and lights and everything. I mean, they did it with the 70. They did it with the 64 a long time ago. They did it with the 70. Or they brought out a 70. They've brought this one out, and they've had 2 editions of that 90 Viper or 90 Raptor. So I keep calling them. The other day I was calling my 90 F-22 a Viper for some reason. So don't be surprised. They did it with the A-10. They've done it with a lot of other planes. So, but FreeWing, if you're listening, we would love it if you brought out an updated 90mm F-22. All right, folks, y'all have a good and God bless y'all. And we'll see you back in the man cave. And don't forget, God is good. Raptors. Bye-bye. Well, hey, folks. Well, it was windy out there. This is Fat Guy Flies RC coming from the man cave. This is the FREEWING 80mm, their new F-22 Raptor. Got that nose wheel gyro. Great flying plane. It was windy, but I was able to survive it. Let's go over a few things on the plane. Number one, let's talk about CG. CG is actually written on the plane as far as there's embossed raised letters. 115 millimeters back from the leading edge root. The leading edge root is always where the wing touches the fuse. Puts it right there. So let me show you CG, just like I'd measured at the field. I don't know if I did at the field or not, but I know where to put my battery. So to get that CG each time, feel for it over here. And it's like, I know it's here. There it is. Okay. And right there is maybe favoring tail heavy, but that's fine. All right. I like to measure CG with the tail or with the gear down. Now to show you, because that's where you're going to land, let me show you where I get that CG by the battery placement. You don't have any add any weight or anything, but I've got a 5000 HRB basically in the middle of the strap right there. I'll have it move the strap around, leave the strap in, put your 5000 dead center, and you'll get your CG. I've got a KM model afterburner, and I can never remember the numbers. It's 80T 8-channel spectrum receiver. I don't think I have a satellite or not. No, I don't have the satellite, but I don't need. I got one antenna going. Oh, how do I do? I got one going this way and one going that way. I think it's actually in the inlet, if I remember right. Yeah. It's actually sticking out the air inlet going this way, and then one going this way, so that way they're at 90 degrees to get that diversity. And all right, let's go over the rates of the plane. Okay, what I flew in, then we'll talk about my AS3X settings. Okay, first, real quick, show you that afterburner. Oh yeah. All right.
AS3X mode.
Let me turn my rates up. All right. There are, if I remember right, there's no mix needed for flaps. And yeah, flaps up are a negative 100%. Takeoff flaps are 0%, and landing are 60%. So that's what that looks like. Okay. Rates. Actually, let me move the camera back just a touch so that you can get a little bit better view of them control surfaces. Okay. The plane rates flew in my high rates, and that was on ailerons 110 with 30% expo. On elevator, 110, 30% expo. And on my rudder, I have it a flat rate of 100 with 60% expo. That doesn't change. Now my high rates, my mid rates on aileron are 100%, 30% expo. On elevator, 90, 30% expo. Okay. And low rates aileron are actually still 100%. I don't change my rates from medium. I have the high, and then I got the mid and the low, and it's the same on ailerons, 100%, 30% expo. Elevator, 80, 30% expo. But I'll be honest, I pretty much fly in the high rate the whole time, and that's fine. Now, let's talk about AS3X settings.
Motor is secured. Safe to approach.
All right. AS3X setting, I do have the nose wheel gyro. We'll cover that first. The rate gain is 60%, and with a heading window of 50%, one-time gains, and the priority is 180. That's the priority stock. I didn't leave that. I left that alone. The AS3X settings, the gains on roll, pitch, and yaw are 30, 40, and 50. My priority all at 100. I think default's 140. Well, I got them all at 100, and I like the way that keeps the plane locked in there. Heading I don't mess with as far as the flying. The release rate, stop lock, on roll is 50, on pitch and yaw, 35. On release rate, I don't mess with that, 55, 65 on 75 on roll, pitch, and yaw. One-time adjustment or one-time gains. And let's see, what else? We talked about CG, we talked about the rates I flew, we talked about AS3X, a KM model afterburner, we talked about CG, flaps. You can get a solid 4 minutes of flying with a 5,000 on there. Some of the things about the plane that are just, number one, you put that afterburner in there, and I highly suggest the KM model, really sets it off. But look at the nav lights, okay? They're on top and bottom. They shine through, okay? You've got your landing light that comes down with a nose gear, okay? You've also got the heads-up display. That's bright green. You can really see that with low light. Plastic, now they really did their homework on areas that are wear and tear points on a plane, especially on an RC plane, around the airlets, around the air inlets here. Well, that's all plastic clad now. Hard plastic around there. On your battery bay, okay? This whole area that's lined here, because you're taking the battery out, this is all hard plastic now, okay? They're lined that with. That's a huge help. Other areas that get wear and tear, your wingtips, because the wingtip strikes, that's all hard plastic. You got some plastic right here where the wing touches if you're going to take these wings on and off, okay? Just little things. Quick release wing. Now this is a safety thing. Look really close. I want you to pay attention to this little peg right here, okay? You got one in the back, you got this one here. If I press that in, you see that white? Don't fly. If it's just solid gray, you're good to go, okay? Because if that white is up on both of these and you don't pay attention, guess what's going to happen to your wing in flight? It's going to go flying off, and you now have a very expensive yard dart, okay? The gear, yes, I know the sequence on the gear is not scale anymore, because they've slowed it down, or they've sped it up. But watch them doors. Those doors coming in are a lot faster than other editions of planes that they've come out with, but these are pretty quick, and that's a good thing because they understand you're coming in for a landing. You forget to put your gear down, you need it quickly, so that's pretty quick. And but yeah, great flying plane, very stable flying plane. She doesn't really like snap rolls that much, especially in the wind. But, you know, hey. But just a good flying plane. A lot of fun. I really enjoy it. She looks good. She flies good. This is supposed to be how they're going to be coming out with jets from this point on, with a lot of plastic cladding, a lot of reinforcement, a better look, better motors, just improvement all the way around. And oh yeah, you got plastic back here. These are also wear points. When you do come in for high alpha and strike, that's another wear point. You know, that's just little things like that are huge. Nose cone does come on and off magnetically. It's on there strong with strong magnets. But yeah, that's just a great flying plane, great jet. $500, but I'll tell you, the engineering and what goes into this thing, she's worth it. She's worth it. Thing, I always got thrust reverse. I didn't really need it. You bring her in a nice, you know, high alpha landing, you really don't need thrust reverse, but I have it anyways. And now remember, noseville gyro and thrust reverse, this is not a smart receiver or ESC in here, so you need a separate channel for that thrust reversing, and the noseville gyro will always need its separate channel. So if you want everything this plane offers without using the stock gyro system, you'll need an 8-channel receiver. Now, I did not use the guard gyro that came with it. I took it out and I put in my own receiver. There's nothing, the gyro, the guard gyro, nothing wrong with it. It's a good working gyro. I got it in the A10, big expensive A10, and it's great. Okay, you need a separate channel to control the different levels of it, turn it on and off. But for me, I would rather have a receiver that handles everything. okay? And that's why I got my Spectrum receiver. I mean, I'm a Spectrum guy. Please forgive me, I know, Spectrum. But anyways, love the plane. I love the way she flies. Cannot wait to get it out again, but I've got so many other planes that fly, so I feel like I don't ever get this out enough. But y'all have a good, and God bless y'all. This is a good plane. It really is. God is good. Folks, don't forget, faith, family, and friends, and then F-22s. 80mm Raptors, not Vipers. I called them Viper the other day for some reason. Bye, y'all.